Yeah, everyone can hear you and me.
Okay, can everyone hear Luke? Alright.
I think I'm a little bit louder than you, so you might want to turn your Skype volume down in the mixer.
How do I do that? I'm not sure how to turn you down.
If you can go to like the start bar,
Okay.
and it should be like like a little picture of a speaker,
Okay.
and then like you click on it, and you'll have mixer at the bottom.
Just look at the stream. What am I supposed to click on?
Well, if you go to the bottom right of your screen, like in the start bar, it looks like it's on top.
Like this?
No, it's not in Skype. Yeah, it should be the speaker, right?
Okay, mixer.
Yeah, then you go to mixer, and then you've got everything in there.
Okay. So
And then you go to Skype, and then you pull that a little bit further down.
how's that?
Alright, let me see. Yeah, I think we're at roughly the same level of volume now.
Alright, cool. Alrighty, so, we are going to be streaming Team 5, which is, I believe, called the, what is the name of it actually again? Where was it? There was a request.
Oh yeah, the team name is
Yeah.
the Arab Legion.
There we go, the Arab Legion. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Alright, did you get invited to Spike's game?
Yes, I did. I'm currently waiting to enter.
Alright, me too. And when we enter, we will officially begin the stream for everybody. So we'll give people a minute to filter on in. And in the meantime, both Luke Steph, and I are both the admin and one of the officers for the tournament. So if people have questions as to how the tournament's been running so far, or questions about games that have happened, we will do our best to answer them to the fullest extent of our ability. And I'm still currently waiting to join that game. I did accept the invitation.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you right now.
Alright, well, it should take a second. I'm not really too concerned.
If anyone who's in the actual game is watching right now, do you guys have... I can't remember, I think we were having issues, like, if we were trying to join directly to spectator, so I think you have to have one of the team slots open
Yeah,
for us to join
they
in.
need one of the team slots open.
Otherwise we won't get in.
Yeah, we need to have someone move to... How we did it was we invited one part of the team and then invited the spectators, so they could move into spectate mode before inviting the rest of the team. That may be what has to happen.
Yeah, so I think you and I are gonna need to be
Brian,
invited.
we already have 2 shoutcasters for tonight. If you are interested in being a shoutcaster for the stream, talk to Austin Judy. The only reason I'm not adding you right now is because we need to keep this kind of officialized and streamlined so that in the future it doesn't become confusing for people who might want to stream or might not want to stream. We need to keep this as... We need to create a system in place and then work with that system to make sure that we maintain efficiency. Would you agree with that, Luke?
As far as just getting everything down to a science and having a basically written in stone approach to it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was the idea behind creating the casting group, wasn't it?
Absolutely, that was part of the idea behind creating that casting group. And so far, I think we have about 12 people who are part of that casting group. And shout out to Nick Darkness Dragon because he wants one. We are not in the match. We need to be reinvited to the ship.
Yeah, I think they may need to recreate. and do what you said. Invite one team and then get the spectators in, and then invite the other team.
Are you in?
I'm not in. Yeah, I think we should tell whoever is creating the game.
I told Spike, so
Okay.
hopefully that will be good. You're welcome, Incendiary Spade, for being in 540p. If anyone experiences lag or something during our stream, let us know. This is my second time shoutcasting game, so I'm not really sure how to change that up completely yet. I'm still getting used to the system, still getting used to XSplit. So any constructive feedback, any criticism, let me know. We will work with you. Did someone just ban Darkness Dragon? Darkness Dragon's messages were deleted. Did someone just ban the dude? Oh dear God! No doing that, please.
I think it was a joke by Neo, but yeah, regardless, okay. Probably shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah. Okay.
Vulgar abuse of power.
Yes, we don't need abuse of power. All right, Spike has invited us to the game.
All right, and
it is 7:30 on the dot, so we will probably begin a couple minutes late. Alrighty, so we have currently one team in the game. It looks like Spike is going to be adding the second part of the team. Currently, everyone here on the left-hand side, which will be the blue team most likely, is going to be Team Solo Estrogen. And Luke, would you like to introduce Team 2 for us, the purple side?
And the team that they will be taking on, who will be occupying the purple side, is the Arab Legion.
Arab Legion, yes. Do you know anything about either of the two teams?
Well, I do know Willie Smith. I have played with him a lot, and I also do know Mr. An Opportunity and Devin Townsend.
Oh.
I've played with both of them. And I don't know. I have to say I do like Mr. An Opportunity supporting, and I do like Devin Townsend's midding. But if Willie Smith is jungling, which I'm sure the plans to do, I've also seen him pull off some nasty moves in the jungle, so this could be a pretty interesting match for everyone involved.
Okay. So for rules, we have run into some issues beforehand. If there is any evidence of lag or disconnects within this game before the 10-minute mark, and the team can report evidence of having such evidence, for example, extremely high ping or a disconnect or something, please report that. We will be allowing the game to be remade as per our official rules that we have posted on both Facebook and Binary Beast before that 10-minute mark. So just clarifying that for everybody, those are the official rules. If you are confused about them, please look them up on the Facebook page where they've been posted multiple times, as well as on the official Binary Beast page, because if you have questions, that's where we want you to go.
Alright, and we're going into picks and bans now, and we do see the Vygar and the Kog'Maw both being banned out. Those are both targets at either team's mid players.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Luke, can I give you the responsibility of also looking at the chat from time to time, since you're not on...
Yeah, well, that was the plan that I was going
to have.
Cool.
So I only have one monitor, people. I will not be looking at the chat very regularly, especially when the game starts. So you guys can shit talk all you want about me. I won't be able to see anything. Hopefully you won't, but just to let you know, whatever you say, I won't see it.
Alright, and then we see Amumu and Blitzcrank being banned out. Interesting that they would ban Blitzcrank out from TSE, seeing that I do know Mr. Opportunity is the support for Purple Team, and he's not really known for playing Blitzcrank. But
Yeah,
we see the
to be
Amumu,
honest,
guessing that's a targeted for the jungler on the
mhm.
opposing team.
Yeah, I don't really know too much about either team. I do know a couple people, and I've played with a few of them. But as a whole, I really don't know how this match is going to go. So it's completely up in the air. There are definitely some good players on both teams. And it looks like there was no Teemo ban this game. Spike is a Teemo main player, just as I am an avid Cho'Gath player. I'm even rocking the t-shirt today for the stream. So we'll see what he does. But honestly, as per pregame analysis, I'm in the same boat as most people here. There are bronze, silver players, unranked players, and I think there might be one gold player in this game. So we can expect to see probably a very aggressive game or a passive game. But for sure it'll be exciting.
Yeah, if we're going to go by the rule of thumb for what we've seen in the other matches, I would say that I'm thinking that we're probably going to see another aggressive game.
Most likely.
We have been seeing a lot of those recently, and we see the insta-lock on the Leona coming out from Mr. An Opportunity.
Yeah,
Can't say that I'm surprised with that one. He does love to play Leona, and it is his main support, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, like what you were saying about that aggressive play, we're seeing Jace on top lane, Hecarim jungle, Leona for support. We're already looking at, a very, very aggressive team comp.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy poke and just... Jace is one of those champions in top lane that's really difficult to counter. There's really no champion that can completely shut down a Jace. So if you play him right, top lane could be a very strong contesting match.
Yeah, Jace has a lot of versatility between all of the utility he has in his abilities and his ability to switch between ranged and melee, and also just the acceleration gate speed that makes him very hard to gank. So Jace is always a safe pick for a top laner. And we do see Nautilus and Caitlyn looking like those are going to be the next two picks for the blue team. And I have seen Willie Smith jungling that Nautilus. It can be very scary.
Oh, absolutely. A really strong Nautilus is something to be very afraid of. He's a very frequent pick in the higher level games, so just because of that repeated crowd control, especially with Jace to just jump in that fight, it'll present a really easy opportunity for Caitlyn to just destroy the team from afar.
Right, and from Purple Team we're seeing a Vayne, and now it's looking like Kayle also. I'm going to assume that Kale's going to be in the top lane, and we've got bot lane Vayne, and Vayne can definitely synergize very well with Leona. You can get a lot of lockdown on there, and just in general we've been seeing a lot of Vayne recently. She's a very scary AD carry, especially if you give her an inch.
Have we seen Vayne in any tournament games beforehand here?
I believe we have.
I think there's been one or two games that have featured a Vayne.
Yeah.
I think in both situations that Vayne was on the winning team, if you can correct me on that.
Yeah, I do believe that Vayne does have a good winning record so far in our tournament here.
Mm-hmm. The other champion that has a really strong winning record is Diana. I think we've seen her 4 times.
We have been seeing a lot of Diana.
Absolutely. Seems to be one of the UC favorites.
Yeah, we need to see more rises out there to put them in their place.
And it looks like to complete Team Soul Estrogen, it will be Sona support, which is a very strong support, and possibly a Xerath mid or a Zyra mid. Both of them are very strong.
With Zyra. That is the log.
Really, there's looking to be a lot of crowd control on Purple Team right now. Or Blue Team, my bad.
Yeah, we are seeing a lot of lockdown between the Zyra CC, the Zyra ult, the Sona ult, and the Nautilus ult. That is a lot of CC and a lot of lockdown. If they focused on one target, they could take him out fairly easily.
Absolutely. It looks like they're looking to run a protect the Caitlyn combo almost.
That is maybe what it's looking like, but I don't know necessarily if Jace is as much of a protector as he is his own carry. But
absolutely. He just gets in there and does damage while everyone focuses the tanks.
And now we've got Devin Townsend down for the last pick. Gonna see who he's going to be taking mid.
Or top lane, maybe. It looks like he'll be taking mid with Lux, so a Lux versus Zyra. Now, I've dabbled a little bit in mid lane, but I know for sure that both Zyra and Lux have very impressive wave clear, very impressive poke. They both can roam really easily, although Lux a little more, actually a lot more easily than Zyra.
Right, and we are looking at both of those mids do have ultimates that can hit an entire team.
Absolutely, that's another critical part, whereas Lux is just that straight line burst, Zyra is at that
Gigantic
AoE
circle.
burst that also knocks up the team, which will be probably very easy to set up considering they've got the Nautilus ult, they've got the Sona ult, they've got the slow from Jace, they've got Yordle traps too. Everyone on the blue team has some form of very powerful crowd control.
Right, and on the purple team, you do have a decent amount of CC, especially if you count Vayne condemning someone into a wall.
Absolutely.
You do have all the lockdowns from the Zenith Blade, the Q, and the ultimate from Leona. We do have some CC from Hecarim being able to body slam into people and fear them with his ultimate. The slow on Kale should not be underestimated. It can make some really nasty things happen. And you also have the light binding and the slow from Lux. So really there is a lot of CC on either team, and there's a lot that they could do.
Absolutely. Right now, just looking at the team comps and seeing how things could really pan out, I think a bot lane, depending on how things go, if Leona can land that Zenith Blade to follow up with a Q, Vayne will be able to position herself with a tumble to condemn into a wall. Most likely, that could be a very strong insta burst. There's not really much they can do, but at the same time, they don't have they don't have ignite on bot lane. So,
well, to be fair, in the meta of recent times, it's more surprising to see an ignite on a AD carry than it is to see some sort of protective spell. Ever since a little ways into Season 3, you've been seeing all these AD carries going bot lane with either Flash Barrier or Flash Cleanse.
I would rather choose Cleanse in this game than Barrier, personally.
Yeah, you do have a lot of CC out there that is that can be thrown onto you just for starting an engage or trying to catch you out. So Cleanse may have been a stronger choice, but maybe they're just looking for the pre-6 lane utility that they have on the Barrier, and also the fact that Barrier sort of cancels out an Ignite, though they wouldn't really know that the opposing bot lane would have an Ignite.
Absolutely, that's true. Another fun thing to look at here is Ambush with the Teleport Smite. So what I'm thinking he's going to do is he's probably going to get, Boots of Mobility or Boots of Swiftness, and then get Home Guard, and then teleport into fights, have massive amounts of move speed, which will then proc onto his passive, and be able to do some really mean preliminary damage and just catch anybody anywhere in the map.
Right, that is definitely an interesting choice on Hecarim, and even if he doesn't use it that way to boost his damage significantly, just Hecarim being the champion he is, with all the move speed that he gets, he already has huge presence all over the map, and with the teleport, he's just going to have even more map presence.
Absolutely.
He's going to be everywhere all the time.
I think Hecarim will be a stronger jungler than Nautilus right now, depending on how the pre-level 6 goes. I will say that if Hecarim does die before level 6 and he gives up his double buffs, it's very hard for Hecarim to recover after that point, because he's incredibly reliant on that red buff to really guarantee those early kills, and he's really reliant on that blue buff to be able to farm his jungle. So if he loses both of those, there could be problems.
Right. Just looking at the two junglers with between Nautilus and Hecarim, I believe that Hecarim is a much stronger early champion. He's just gotten much easier ganks early, but I do think overall that between just being a little bit more tanky and the ultimate and the shield and CC, that Nautilus is a little bit more of perhaps a little bit better of a late game jungler. So it'll be interesting to see if Hecarim takes that early game advantage and runs with it.
Yep. And I think we've put us into in-game mode. I'm just going to minimize really quick to double check that we are in fact in in-game mode. and not in any other mode. Okay, we are in fact in in-game mode. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, here it begins! The first match of round 1 between Team Soul Estrogen and the Arab League. The Arab Legion. I'm gonna have to remember
there you
that
go.
one. I keep wanting to say the Arab League. The political science major in me just demands it. And 3 people haven't connected. Oh, there we're all back up now.
And now they're all here.
Now, what do you think about the skin war here?
Well, it looks like we are seeing a clear skin advantage on the purple team between the Aetherwing Chaos Felty Flux and Iron Solari Leona. They do only have Debonair Jace and Arctic Warfare Caitlyn on the blue team, so they're not looking very good on that front, Chris.
But they do have certain class with those 2 skins. I really do enjoy Debonair Jace. He is probably the classiest of gentlemen, aside from Gentleman Cho'Gath. You can't get much more
And
class
perhaps
than that.
Gragas Esquire.
Oh, I completely forgot about him. And we're thankful for Devin Townsend for not playing the pay-to-win Lux skin, Steel Legion Lux. Good guy, Devin. Alright, and while everything is loading, I'm going to go get a quick cup of water, and I'll be rejoining everybody in a couple seconds.
And there he goes. Alright, well, looks like we have everyone loaded except for Sona. Just waiting out. That's it.
And Luke, can you check the comment section? Has anyone said anything worth mentioning?
Well, I'm looking at it right now. There doesn't look like there have been very many comments since Champion Select went down. And now Darkness Dragon did make a little comment worth mentioning there. He said that the comment he made is worth mentioning, so I suppose that makes it worth mentioning.
Well, we'll be sure to mention it in the future.
But I already did mention it in the past.
What? Alrighty. And I hope everybody had a wonderful Mother's Day, and if you haven't called your mother to wish her a happy Mother's Day, you are a terrible human being and should do that right now.
Okay, looks like the game is loaded. I'm just going to pop myself into windowed mode.
Alrighty. So, looks like right off the bat, we're seeing the items getting purchased as they go. You know, you got your standard starts for the most part. One thing to note, Caitlyn is starting a mana potion. So it looks like they're going to opt for a very heavy harass lane with Piltover Pacemaker and Sona took her Q. So that is to be expected. Looks like both teams are preparing themselves for blue buffs for their respective sides. It doesn't seem like there will be an invasion yet, although who knows, there might be.
Yeah, currently it looks like they're taking a defensive stance, and with the positioning that Caitlyn is in right now, I do not think that blue team of anyone would go for a invade. And as I'm saying that, Kayla is up on her tower in top lane, so I do not think we're going to be seeing an invade in this game right now.
I don't think so either. Now, who do you think has the strongest potential for a lane upset? And by that I mean, which lane do you think has the highest chance of, you know, giving multiple kills to both sides and just going either way?
So you're asking me then what lane do I think can snowball just from laning phase?
Yeah, sure. Which will give us the most fun matchup between all three?
Well, I don't know. I think if there are any missteps in bot lane, you have Sona and you have Caitlyn who are down in the bot lane. Neither of them are tanky, and Caitlyn really doesn't have a whole lot of quick damage that she can put out. So I think if the Leona does catch one of them, that there could be a early kill down in that bot lane.
Alright, well let's see here. Who can kill the blue buff first? Will it be the blue team or the purple team? It looks like it will be the purple team. finishes blue buff quick burst, but Nautilus is right behind him. So Hecarim will have the 10-second advantage. We'll see really what happens in terms of, though, which lane gets pushed.
And it is worth mentioning for this season's meta that both junglers did get their blue without having to take use smite, make their clear a little faster, make them be able to get that that red buff nice and quick.
But I'm going to change the summoner icons right now to the bottom so that everyone can see who is who. And, whoops, my bad. Alright, so starting off, it looks like...
Did you see the Zenith Blade going down onto Soda? Follow the Q. Soda flashes the wrong direction.
Oh my god, I almost missed that.
And there's the first blood right in the match.
Can you describe what happened for people, because I am terrible with my camera, and I completely missed the
I can't describe what happened. All that happened was that Sona just took a misstep. Leona was either right next to the creeps or just in a bush, and she just got tagged with a Zenith Blade, followed up by the Q from Leona. Leona did get level 2 early, and after that, Vayne just got a pair of Silver Bolts down onto Sona, and she just dropped.
Oh wow. Very well played, it looks like, in bot lane. And you'll see that a lot with, especially, any Leona play. And it looks like
you see Nautilus coming out in the mid. Looks very, very low, but just barely makes it out of there. Hecarim comes in to try to help her out, but just doesn't really get anything done.
Little late, but you know, better late than never. At least in this situation. So it looks like Sona has returned to bot lane. So we're gonna take a look and see
another. We see another Zenith Blade, another Q.
Oh my god!
And another batch of Silver Bolts going off. And there goes Sona once again. And just like I said, if there's a misstep down in that bot lane, with Vayne and Leona, you do have a huge kill potential, and they can just start to get kills and snowball out of control.
Yeah. Now, one thing to mention, while Sona does have incredible poke potential, it's really mitigated by a very strong defensive support like Leona that can go offensive when necessary. It looks like there's going to be a gank on bot lane, but Mystery and Opportunity does not land that.
Oh, there's a hook back on the Hecarim. Looks like Leona's gets really low. Leona's taken down. Nautilus gets condemned away from them. And you see Hecarim and Vayne retreating with almost no health remaining.
And Nautilus picks up that kill instead of Caitlyn. And so we'll see how that turns out. But Caitlyn is ahead a hefty amount of CS over the Vayne. So we'll see if that early gold advantage translates to anything in bot lane.
Right, I don't know if the 11 creeps though will make up for the 2 kills that Vayne already has.
True, but it might help a little bit in the difference in lane.
Right, and that gank down there in the bot lane was really a mistake by Purple Team. As you can see, they did have the Tri-Bush warded. They did see Nautilus come down there, and Hecarim was coming to answer, but Vayne and Leona were just both at very low HP. It just was not a good idea for them to stay in there and try to fight.
Yeah, and it looks like Spike is being bullied heavily by Kayle on top lane. Kayle is one of those champions that really can dish out a lot of damage with very little counterplay potential. But one thing to mention about Kayle is that for her to execute her full combo to a maximum potential, she does need to expend a lot of mana, and especially early game, her mana costs are quite high. So it might be difficult for her to sustain such harassment throughout the game, at least throughout the early part of it.
Sorry about that, I was experiencing some difficulties and my client froze for a minute. I wasn't seeing anything. I am back.
Let's go back to bot lane. Actually, even though Vayne is ahead in kills, Caitlyn is in fact ahead in gold, and that is, or not gold levels. And that could be very important, especially for a bot lane, that added tankiness.
Well, if the Caitlyn does get to level 6 before Vayne, she may be able to use that that ultimate, that ace in the hole, to just snipe out a kill on Vayne and start to get a little bit more ahead. Especially
because Vayne doesn't have any sustain in this lane. Leona provides no form of sustain, only peel, only engage. So, in effect, a good Leona is only as good as her AD carry in this situation.
And we do see, interestingly enough, we see Vayne going in without any...
Oh, there's going to be a gank, and then a counter gank follows straight up. And Sona may get caught again. We'll see what happens here.
It does look like a batch of Silver Bolts is going to go down and take Sona out once more. You see Leona going back in with the Zenith Blade, followed up by a stun. Vayne, for some reason, condemns Nautilus away. We do see Ignite dropped on Leona, but everyone in purple team is getting out of there.
I seem to think that maybe purple team panicked for a second.
That is a very good possibility. But that's what we were saying about Hecarim earlier, is just with all that speed, he's just got so much presence all over the map. Any time the Nautilus ganked, we've just seen Hecarim immediately coming right after him.
Absolutely. Well, as for the top lane matchup, both top laners are out of potions, so sustain is out of the question. They're fairly even in CS, which is something good to see. But that Caitlyn is drastically outplaying that Vayne in terms of farm, so if that continues, we could see Vayne's early game advantage fall off completely.
Right, and we did see an interesting choice on Vayne there, choosing to not get any sustain even after getting the first blood. We don't see any Dorns, we don't see any Vamp Scepter. She just wanted to go for attack speed and damage.
Oh, looks like top lane Kayle pulls off her ultimate, but will it be enough? Nautilus goes in, stuns, gets the kill. Jace will survive with
only roughly 40 HP after that ignite.
He survives with 49 HP. Lux goes in for the kill. Ambush is going in for the kill. Both are going to fail. Ambush is not level 6 yet to pull off that Hecarim ultimate that everyone fears so much. And we're going to go back to bot lane to take a look at everything.
That was a very close Lux
position right now because the bush she's in is currently warded. And if we have seen anything so far, it is that Sona is getting punished for being out of position this game.
Right, and we do see Caitlyn, who does have a very strong lane presence. She did decide to take that Vamp Scepter, and that is paying her dividends because she's just been able to poke Vayne, and Vayne has no answer for it. She'll never get her health back until she gets some sort of sustain item.
And it looks like in this particular matchup for mid, Lux, who's known to be very poke heavy, very easy to harass any opponent from almost any location, is having a very hard time dealing with this Zyra. Zyra is able to farm race very easily, come back to lane, and then complete farming and even end up pushing Lux back from her position.
Yeah, overall it does seem like the blue team is heavily out farming the purple team there.
And it looks like Nautilus is going in for a gank. He misses his
the hook,
but he falls up with an ultimate
going
Hecarim,
up.
of course.
Lux flashes out, and it looks like a wasted ultimate coming from Nautilus there.
Yes. Well, like you were saying though before, that Nautilus is always being followed up by that Hecarim. No matter where he goes in the map, Team Hecarim is right behind him.
Right, and Hecarim was ready to go in there if they were going to try to dive, and they made the better choice, which was to back off and just let the ult go wasted. And again, we do see Vayne coming into bot lane. She still has not bought any sustain items. I don't know if that's the best choice for her. Vayne?
Yeah, Vayne.
Oh, she does have a Vamp Scepter. My goodness, I only saw the pickaxe.
And then Leona goes in for that kill. I don't think they'll be able to finish up. Oh, they might be able to. Yep.
Yeah, Sona just... She should have walked away there, but she just sort of looked like she went the wrong direction, so... She didn't get punished for that. And we see Nautilus hit 3.
Nautilus is going to go back to top. I do not think Kayle has flash up right now.
She did use her ultimate to mitigate the initial damage.
She might waste her ultimate. They could have dove and actually killed her. I'm not sure why they didn't, but it looks like there's going to be a 3v1 gank on bot lane now.
Right, they did see Nautilus top, so Hecarim knows that he can go on the top lane. He's straight through the Caitlyn, and she is just completely done. Between the ultimate from just about everybody. We had an ultimate from Leona and Vayne, and it just took her out.
Absolutely. And Jace with a perfect poke takes down Mike for Kayle's second death.
And that was a bad decision on Kayle's part. She, after the gank, she was extremely low and had almost no health left. She had already used her ultimate, and that was all that it was. All that it would take to get her down was a gated Q, and she just sat there behind the turret rather than going back to base.
I think she misunderestimated the amount of damage that Jace can do. And Jace actually tried to teleport bot lane to save the tower, but it was taken down before he could complete his teleport. It was probably for the best. I don't see him actually
a big loss for Jace too, because now the teleport summoner spell that he took is down while Hecarim's is up. Taking away a lot of global presence from the blue team and making it even stronger on the purple. And it looks like they are going to start to go for this dragon, for the first dragon of the game.
Looks like this dragon will probably not be contested, being that 4 of the teammates are in the area to fall through on this.
Right, we do see the 4 people from the blue team closing in to try to stop it. You see Nautilus ultimate going off. You see a lot of damage going down. Leona jumps into the Zeus blade. Lux ult going off. Zyra ult going off. Everybody's knocked up.
Looks like Caitlyn takes down Leona.
Not enough. Leona's taken down. Caitlyn flashes out.
Now, I don't think Zyra is taken down by Vayne. But Jace takes down Vayne for the shutdown. It is a 2-for-2 trade plus dragon.
That was a beautiful shot by Jace there to take out that Vayne and get that shutdown gold.
Although I don't know if Kale will be able to take down this turret or not. I'm guessing she will.
It does look like Kale is going to take that turret down, so overall it is a winning exchange for the purple team.
It is indeed, but the blue team isn't that far behind.
No, they're not, but we do see a small gold gap forming. It is a 3k difference right now, and they may be trying to go in and take this tower, but I don't think they'll be able to with the wave clear that we are seeing out of Lux.
We need that Sona to hit level 6 before she can really start helping out teamfights to the most of her potential.
Right, those deaths in bot lane really cost her. They just pushed back her level 6, which would have really helped in that last team fight. And she just needs to go back in the lane, get some experience, get that ultimate, and then she can start helping her team out.
Yeah. Now, one interesting thing to note is that Vayne has all of the purple team's kills. And that could be very bad for the blue team, or it could be very good, because blue team's gold is more spread out among their teams, so in team fights in general, I would say the blue team is still not at a disadvantage necessarily.
Nautilus and Jace going in on Kale, and
they're just beating up on this Kale over and over.
The fail flash is not going to be getting out of there. She did pop her
is not getting away.
Leona was moving up to try to help out that Kale, but it just wasn't enough.
Although I will have to say kudos to the Caitlyn for putting up a very good lane against such a fed Vayne. She is still keeping up as best she can with Vayne CS, keeping that gold difference as low as she possibly can, really.
And we are seeing Leona catching the tower up here in top against Jace.
Zyra just barely misses that snare on Lux. It looks like both teams are just trying to position themselves. It looks like Jace could get himself in a caught. Yeah, he's going to get himself caught. Nope, Nautilus comes in for the counter game. This time,
Leona's coming in. We see a Hecarim counter ultimate going off. Leona's coming in trying to do what she can, but the focus on Hecarim is just too much damage out of that.
Leona does no damage. That is one thing about Leona that needs to be kept in mind. And Zyra comes in to try to follow up, but I think...
Zyra looks like she's in a really bad position. She does get the ultimate off and knock everyone up, but it's too little too late, and she's already dead, and her team really can't follow up with that positioning.
Yeah, I can see what she was trying to do. She was trying to support her team, but she went in when there was no real need to.
Right, and then she was surrounded and out of position, and there was no way that she was going to make it out.
Now, if this Vayne keeps on trying to overextend, looks like a perfect Yordle trap by Caitlyn prevents any form of initiation that might have happened to Sona. So that was a very well-placed trap in that particular bush.
And it looks like we do see bodies moving towards mid. They may be trying to clear this wave and push for the tower very soon.
It would be a smart call. There's really not much else in the map for them to do. They've taken both top and bottom lane tower.
We do see blue team moving in to protect that mid, so we very well may be seeing a team fight here in mid very soon. We do see Hecarim down in bot lane. He doesn't have his teleport up though, so I think what he's trying to do is trying to split push while his team holds, and then they may try to catch someone out with that teleport, or they may try to counter initiate with that teleport as well.
Now, one thing I normally see is that for Luxes, they normally rush that Athenes and Holy Grail, and then finish up with a Death Cap. But this Lux seems to be going for a little mix of the two. She's going for...
We see a huge Nautilus pull going off on that Vayne, and Jace just following up and shutting her down, and that's going to be a terrible blow to the purple team, because the only one really with any kills, now that Lux has one, but they just pretty much lost all of their team fight potential right there.
Absolutely. Vayne, once Vayne goes down, I mean, their team really can't do too much. That's 7 kills in their team missing. And blue team's going to take an easy tower. You know, on that one hand, Vayne is incredibly powerful, but on the other hand, she's so squishy, and it's so easy, especially with the blue team's comp, to catch her out of position, or just initiate and burst her down.
We are seeing a little initiation coming out from the purple team. Try to put some damage down, getting him off the tower, but it does not look like anything's going to come of it.
Yeah, it was a perfect 90 caliber net escape on Caitlyn's part, as well as disengage from the rest of the team.
See, a flash going out of luck, she's immediately snared by Zyra, not able to get her light binding up, not able to catch anybody.
And she barely missed her light binding again as Jace was backing off. So, really good counter initiation play and disengage play by both teams. I was very satisfied with that fight.
Yeah, after that fight that they just had, the purple team lost, and losing their towers, their gold gap was closed down by about half of it. So,
what was really over 3,000 gold difference is now, you know, just barely over 1,000. And it seems both teams are going back to just trying to farm lanes. It looks like the blue team is actually, though, Dragon is back up, Nautilus knows that, purple team knows that. They are going to get ready for a contesting at this one.
Yeah, Nautilus is getting the ward coverage there on the Dragon, so they know if the purple team does try to go for it, they can go in and contest it.
And it looks like they both know that there are wards placed in this map currently, and Zyra puts down a spore, or seed as I guess you call it, in the Dragon's Nest, just to make sure that they know what's going on.
We do see everybody slowly gravitating toward this direction. We see, ooh, a good light binding followed by an ultimate onto Zyra by Lux, taking her almost to death. Although Lux is still very low, she did not go back and heal herself. Everyone else on blue team is at full health. They're all milling around, looking like they're going to try to...
That Zyra recall that's been forced could potentially change the Dragon contesting that's going on here if the purple team decides to push that advantage, even though Lux's ultimate is down.
Yeah, I do believe the purple team does not know that Lux has her ultimate down, and Lux is also at very low health, so I think both teams are just going to back off for the moment and then try to go back for that.
Try round two. Although eventually the blue team will have to disengage a little bit, as it looks like the purple lane on bot is pushing itself. Eventually they will want to go in and claim that farm and kind of reset the lanes a little bit. But I really have to say kudos to the blue team for really good ward positioning. As well as the purple team. There have been quite a few ganks that could have happened that didn't.
We are seeing Jace up and top, pushing top, and we see almost all the members of purple team moving right near this dragon. They may start to try to take it, but that may be a mistake considering that Jace does have his teleport up. He could come down here and turn what they thought to be a
for the dragon right now.
And here it is. Jace is teleporting in the back.
Behind the team. This could be interesting.
They're the ult going down on the Lux, but she already ulted, getting that off. Looks like Zyra's going down to Vayne. We see Lux taking out very low, but also Nautilus. Lux goes down. Leona is killed. Nautilus is also down. There's just so much going on right here. Caitlyn taken out very low and taken down, and it looks like Hecarim and Taylor chasing off the Sona being the sole survivors of the fight.
It looks like it will be an ace. And that will be enough to probably claim the dragon.
That was a big fight for purple team, giving them a little bit more of an advantage. We did see the Jace teleporting in, but he kind of teleported in away from his team, giving him some really bad positioning, and just that looks like it could have been the issue for his team that cost them.
They also focused Lux instead of the Vayne. In this particular situation, when one team member is fed above everyone else, when you begin those team fights, you want to remove that player instantly. It is possible to do so because Vayne is so squishy, but they chose to go for the Lux instead, who was arguably a lot more tanky and able to soak up all of their crowd control before the fight really could begin.
Interesting to know with that fight there also that it seems that Kayle did not even have to use her ultimate during that fight.
Was it on cooldown beforehand?
I do not know. I can go back and check. No, the ult was available and it just was not used during that fight. I do not know what she was saving it for. She could have saved Vayne.
I think she was probably trying to save herself in case that need arose.
That may have been what happened.
And Jace misses his poke, and Once again, we're returning to the game. Teams are deciding to try to form the lanes. Blue team is trying really hard to push as hard they can to kind of mitigate that gold loss. And what was originally a 3,000 to 1,000 gold discrepancy has now increased to almost 4,000.
Right, we are seeing purple team slowly taking the lead. They've been in the lead for most of this game. They've been making those plays.
Looks like they're coming up top to attack Jace. Let's see what happens here. Jace uses his gate, gets away. There will be no kill on top lane.
Right, and we see Malice moving up through the Baron area, trying to see if he can make something happen, but we just kind of see both teams moving sort of passively, aggressively against each other, looking like they're trying to find someone, trying to catch him out.
Ooh, perfect dodge. And Nautilus is going in. That was probably not the smartest choice right there.
We see Hecarim teleporting in after that engage there, but we see Blue team backing off. Not really a whole lot. We see Jace coming down onto Lux, trying to get...
Sonnen misses her ultimate. They take down certain opportunities.
Nautilus goes down.
Looks like they're chasing after Vayne. They back off smartly against that, and they go for the...
Hecarim's caught out in the jungle though, and he is taken down. He was just all alone by himself.
Absolutely.
You see Lux and Vayne both a little bit under 50% health, being in mid, having to deal with Jace, Caitlyn, and Zyra. So it looks like purple team took out the tankier players, the tank and the support on the blue team, and left the carries alive. That may not have been the best decision.
Looks like the top lane is being pushed heavily by the purple side, as well as bot lane. Purple does seem to have the stronger minions this game. And the blue team is just content to farm mid, try to push it out as hard as they can, reset the lanes, and that is exactly what is going to happen. They're just trying to get that gold any way they can, as soon as possible. And just so players can see the actual differences here, looking at the screen, Caitlyn has 6.6k, and Vayne has almost 2,000 gold more at 8.3.
Vayne is happily enjoying her little lead there that just started from the snowball of Sona getting caught out by Leona.
We could see some changes though once Kayle finishes her build. She is looking to go for a hybrid attack speed build. Those are very dangerous, high risk, high reward. We'll see how it turns out. It looks like there's going to be some action though in mid lane. Purple team has moved up to all four.
The team is very split up, but we see Mr. Opportunity taking a lot of turrets. We see the Kayle going down on Leona, but
there's really no reason for Kayle to be using her ultimate in such a way.
And now the blue team is going to know that Leona has taken a lot of damage. They see Vayne in top, they see Hecarim and bot, and they may be trying to make some plays happen on these people now. They know that the
Nautilus catches Leona, but it's not enough.
Just the wrong target for him to go in on. He goes in on Leona, gets hit by Lux in turret range, and then she ultimates, and followed by a turret shot, and that just takes Nautilus completely out. You see Sona getting caught out, and that's 3 deaths for just killing the support on purple team. It probably was not a good idea for Nautilus to go after that Leona under tower.
I can see where they were coming at. We should like make this type of play happen, but you know, the purple team fell back too far, and the blue team extended a little too hard, took shots under tower, and that was probably the deciding factor that just bursted down the Nautilus too quickly.
Team's turret has been destroyed.
And then blue pays for that team fight and loses another turret.
We do see Hecarim diving through to secure the tower game.
Wow, that was a well-placed ultimate by Lux, and they're going to take the second turret.
Right, and we just see more and more momentum heading in the purple team's advantage here. They've now got almost a 7k gold, no, over a 7k gold lead over the blue team. They've just slowly and surely been picking up steam and gaining the lead, and now that Vayne is not the only one to have kills, they sort of are giving the blue team a lot more to worry about.
Absolutely. But at the same time, the blue team does have superior, I think, they are playing very well in team fights. I will say that. And with their team camp, I think they can mitigate a little bit of that advantage by using their superior crowd control abilities to quickly isolate and just lock down and take out Vayne from any team fight. And that could easily reverse the odds, because then you're taking out their strongest player and honestly most of their damage.
Right, but the interesting thing about the comp of the purple team is that if Kayle decides to use her ult not to save Leona, but to save Vayne during a team fight, that would make it much, much harder on the blue team to try to focus her down and try to take her out as a major source of damage, which may make focusing her a somewhat futile attempt.
That is also very true. I do think, though, that Vayne would die no matter what. If the blue team decides to actually just go all in, balls deep, fuck it, we're going in, Vayne will die. The question is, though, how many people in the blue team will survive? And depending on that answer will determine who wins that team fight.
Because that Kayle invulnerability, while that lasts, there will just be a lot of damage going down onto the blue team, while their major target is just not even able to take damage.
Absolutely. It looks like the blue team is grouping bot lane. I don't know what they're trying to do. It looks like they're trying to take a dragon. They might have seen it up or something. But Spike does get caught. He is going down.
Immediately getting caught out. Ultimate's going down.
He's going down.
He is killed.
And Spike does have the most kills on the blue team, and so that is bad news. It looks like the purple team has free reign to do whatever they want for the next, 35 seconds or so.
Yeah, we see his Harvest Snare going down to slow them down so that they can't initiate on it. We see Hecarim coming around the back row. He may be able to speed up and step out. Soda is caught. She is hit and slowed. And Hecarim straight through the wall for the
perfect
kill.
ultimate over the wall. Takes out Sona. 2 teams down. It is 3v5. Nautilus blows his ultimate.
Nautilus ultimate, but Barrier and Flash gets you to a safe place.
Absolutely. I do think, though, that the blue team will be able to turtle. Oh, never mind.
Oh my goodness, there goes that Lux ult, which is perfect light binding onto the cable. Tyra running away with almost no health. Leona going straight to the tower, not even caring. So low on health, and it's finally taken down by Tyra, but at the same time, this turret is gone. The only loss was Leona. Another good play by the purple team.
I don't want to put anything out there. There's always room for an upset.
Another light binding down to Tyra
right now.
There goes the heat from Lux, destroying her. Spike coming in, being completely crushed under his own tower. Kayle saving herself from that last turret shot. Hecarim going through, picking up Sona, and it's not looking good for the blue team at this point.
I think this game might be over soon.
That is how it is looking. There's now a 12k gold advantage, and they're winning multiple team fights in a row without even going back to base. See, it's not all going up, but there are just too many bodies in the way. There's no way that that's going to get a kill on anyone there.
I would be very surprised if that connected. But also keep in mind, this is only the first game. Regardless of the outcome, there are 2 more games to play. It is very clear that Caitlyn was playing very strongly. Mid lane was playing very phenomenally. And top lane was also holding his own against what is a very difficult matchup against a Kayle. So, in the next game, if that first blood doesn't happen, things could happen very differently.
Right, and I'm thinking that I would not be surprised if we did see some different picks and bans coming out of the teams in the next game. We may be seeing blue team possibly trying to get rid of that Leona to stop the Vayne from snowballing so early.
Absolutely. I think that will be definitely one of the next bans in the game. Even though Leona only has scored 1-7 and 15, at front looking at it, it doesn't seem like the best, but it is actually, all things considered, a very good score because she has been dying to save her teammates in quite a few team fights.
Well, what we've been seeing a lot of out of Leona is she'll just go in, regardless of her health, regardless of anything. She's going to put CC down on the enemies, and they're going to turn around and they're going to use their abilities on her. And using their abilities to kill Leona is not the idea that they want to. That's just not what they want to do, because Leona's team will just swoop in directly afterwards and clean up whatever's left.
Absolutely, I agree. Now, what happens in the next 5 minutes, I think, will determine the final outcome of the game. Purple has really 2 options. They can either push and try to end the game, which is kind of what they're doing. They're really not committing on anything. It looks like they're trying to take a dragon. It looks like dragon is going to be back up very soon. They also could be taking Baron, which I think would be the better option of the 2.
Right, well, right now I think Purple Team's just trying to safely increase the gold gap, just get themselves more gold, more money, and just wait for Blue Team to make a mistake that they can just capitalize off of immediately.
Looks like they're waiting for a dragon to show up. The dragon is not showing up. I don't know when it's actually supposed to show up.
And that is why it's good to keep a dragon timer, everyone.
Absolutely. I should start doing that.
Always good. That's why a lot of people like to play with timestamps on the chat, because as soon as the dragon is killed, it will give you the timestamp with it, and you will be able to use that to know when it's going to come up next.
Now, interesting to note, all the lanes are pushed in against Blue Team, so Purple does have the security in knowing that they can decide when to fight and where to fight.
I think we're going to see Purple Team descending on a tower very soon, try to take it out. We're probably going to see a dive from Hecarim or Leona leading into a team fight. We saw Lux go down to the bot lane and push it up to the inhibitor so that they would have to defend it. And I think, did Dragon finally come up?
Dragon
yes,
is up right now. They're going to take it down. Easy Dragon, uncontested.
Yeah, it looks like Purple Team was really obsessed with trying to get that dragon, so...
Absolutely. It looks like Spike is at very low HP, tanking those super minions for as long as he can. In the meantime, Purple Team is farming it up, increasing their damage, getting resources, collecting more minerals, and they're going to come back and they're just going to recall and then just pound on the Blue Team, it looks like.
Yeah, I think after taking that dragon, there's going to be, we do see that they have a purple ward on Baron, and we see Leona dropping more wards down in that area. They're probably about to go try to take Baron, and this is probably going to be what makes or breaks it. If
Absolutely.
the purple team is able to successfully get that Baron, there's not really going to be anything the blue team can do to stop them. They're just so phenomenally behind.
Now keep in mind though, they have two people on bot lane, one of whom has teleport, the other one does not. That Sona ultimate could be very critical in deciding, you know, if the blue team can contest Baron or not.
Right, and at the same time, we do have to, it is worth mentioning that they do not have any wards of sight on Baron, but they know that they're there now. They're trying to do what they can. Jace is looking like he's going to try to teleport in, but Sona's lagging behind. If they try to initiate this, they may be suffering for it. You see the tanky members of Purple Team just not really caring all that much, trying to get the Baron down.
Purple Team does take the Baron, but
Zyra
issues perfectly.
Everybody on Purple Team is getting pretty low, but you see Zyra chased out by Echo. We see just more and more Blue Team members going down, the low health of Purple Team not bothering them at all. Sona all coming out to save herself. Caitlyn looks like she used her net to get out as well,
Absolutely.
but
I don't know if Sona's even going to be able to get away from this one. Nope,
you see
she
the
is
slow
going
down
down.
from Caitlyn, she is gone.
Now,
And
if
that's giving
Caitlyn
us...
did fight that team fight instead of backing off completely, she might have been able to change the outcome of that fight because Vayne and all the other carriers was terribly low.
Right, and if they were able to get some damage off, they might have been able to make a little bit more of an impact, but I'm thinking this is going to be game here, Chris. We saw the entire blue team go down. We see 4 members of purple team still alive. The only one dying, of course, being Leona. And they have Hector and they have their AD carry up. They may very well just finally just push this in and end the game right here.
Yeah, at this point though, I guess...
Nautilus with mobile boots coming out with a vengeance, but missing that hook. So he's really not going to get anything done off of that. And all the super minion waves are pushing in. You see Alexa as they're going down to push the lane. And all the inhibitors are down. But it looks like Purple Team is going to back off, go ahead and give themselves some items, come back with Baron and just end this game where it is.
Looks like Austin is running downstairs in excitement after seeing something in the stream. I think he might be hopping in the chat room any moment now. I'm going to take this time right now to clarify one thing to all the viewers watching right now. I hope everyone has so far enjoyed both watching and playing our UC World Summer Tournament. I want to remind everyone that the purpose of this tournament is for everyone to have fun, enjoy their summer, and get to know players within our community. So that when we do start in the fall, we will be able to pull off some really fun, really cool, really hopefully really big events. At the same time, though,
See, Lux Laser going down, but missing everybody.
Go back to the game.
She did hit a few people with her E, but it doesn't really matter. Not a lot of damage going down there, and her ultimate will be down for a while. But I honestly don't know how much Purple Team cares about having the Lux ult up right now. It's not on a very long cooldown. Look at they're going into the fight. Taking down. Jace is taken down. You see a lot of CC, double knockup onto Dave. But Hecarim's just chasing through, trying to drew up that Caitlyn. Zyra's too slow, caught out by the...
This is over.
And we are seeing them descending on the final Nexus towers, and they're just going to end the game here.
And the Arab Legion is going to take game 1.
And there it is with the ace. That is the end of the game.
Well, that's victory.
That is a victory for the Arab Legion right there.
Alright. Looks like Austin has something he would like to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Frank, the Great Grizzly of the North, and all I can say about that is...